Hi everybody, my name is Lori Wagner and I am the RN to BSN Program Coordinator. And today we're going to be talking about roles of advising. So hopefully you better understand the program progression and how to register for classes here at Methodist College. So you can see here in the little box, this is if you're actually being admitted to courses in spring of 2018. And our program is 120 credit hours, which I've already spotted a typo there. That's fantastic. But it's actually 120 hours, which is good news for you, 2 less hours, okay? And what we do is we're building on that skill set that you've already acquired as an ADN or a diploma nurse. So there's a lot of different information in what I'm going to be going through. I'm not going to read the course descriptions to you because I know that you're very capable of doing that. I just wanted to kind of give you an explanation as to how this usually works. This would be information that I would give to you if you would come to an on-campus orientation. But because our program's online, we wanted to give you that flexibility of having this all online for you. So as you can see, most of the students start out in spring of 2018 taking N400, which is our foundations course, talks about nursing trends, and they take that concurrent or at the same time with English 250. The reason this is important is because these courses were actually written together. And by that I mean I actually sat down with a professor of English and she and I decided how we could share assignments, share rubrics, so that you're working smarter, not harder. It values your time as a student. Then another option is you can take Math 150 during that first semester out. Typically, I suggest to students that they take 6 credit hours that first time out. And again, it's just so you can get your feet wet and find that life balance as you've added yet another layer to your lives. So Math 150, you have the option of taking that with those other 2 courses, or you can kind of scooch it to the next semester or even pick it up in the summer. We do try to offer it each semester. I want to explain ELA. So this is an experiential learning activity. So what that means is if you have more than 3 years of full-time nursing experience, you may be asking yourself the question, why in the world am I taking a nursing trends class? I know what's going on. And if that is the case, you have the option of meeting the learning objectives for that course by creating an e-portfolio. So now the next question is, what the heck is an e-portfolio? So the e-portfolio, we have numerous resources loaded in that class for you. So you're actually going to register for N400, and then you have up to 2 weeks to decide, hey, I like the traditional course delivery method, or I would like to try that e-portfolio method. And even if you would choose the e-portfolio, you can certainly go back into the traditional class. We like to give lots of options here. It's one of the things that makes our program unique. Then you move into summer courses. Now remember, summer courses, they're abbreviated classes. Doesn't mean that there's not going to be as much content covered, but it does mean that they're kind of squished into 8 weeks. So you have to kind of think about that. Now this N470s class where we talk about organizational systems, how does healthcare work right now? We're in a very interesting time of healthcare reform as Obamacare has been repealed and we see Trump rolling out his own ideas about what healthcare should look like. And then you've got arts and science credits that you also need to meet. And we have courses that were written specific for our RN to BSN population. Again, one of the things that makes our program here at Methodist College so unique. Then you move into fall of 2018. This is where you take your evidence-based practice course. And one of the things that makes this different is, again, it's linked to another class, such as your N400 and English 250. Your 426 and your 480 were, again, written very intentionally so that you have those shared assignments, shared rubrics. We're working smarter, not harder. And then you have, perhaps you want to take an upper level arts and science course. And I just want to give an example. One of the arts and science courses that we have is the ethics course. Dr. Tavi Gabor teaches that, and I know students have talked about it as being life-changing and transformational. So that's something that you can look forward to. Then we get into, well, N480, and again, as we move into spring, when you see these 6 credit hour courses, what that means for you is there's a practicum associated with it, not a clinical like what you did as an ADN or a diploma student. These are practicums where we build upon those skills that you already have. Even if you're in a leadership management role, we're talking to you about emotional intelligence, critical thinking, those skill sets that are required so that you can work in this chaotic field that we're in, of nursing and still come out ahead. And then we work into spring. And again, you'll notice in 455, your community population health course will again have those associated practicum hours. They're 30 in total. And sometimes students roll their eyes at this point and they're like, Lori, I'm already so busy. How in the world am I going to find time for 30 hours? Trust me, 30 hours is the least amount of hours that I could, get away with, because when I was in, grad school, I had to do 300 each term. So 30 is not a bad ask. And then we come into N431 and N393. The really cool thing about this is we've condensed them into 8-week courses. So what that means for you is the first 8 weeks you take palliative care, the N393. The second 8 weeks you take N431 health policy, and again they're linked to that N455 class, so you've got again the shared assignment, shared rubrics, and so forth. So hopefully making your journey so much easier and more purposeful. So now that I've kind of rattled all of this information off to you, where do you start? How do you get to the point of getting yourself registered for classes? So I'm going to invite Carla to come in, and she's going to talk to you a little bit. So you'll see us kind of in a dual role as your advisors, and you're going to kind of differentiate our roles for the students.
Okay.
So
should we pause so I can share? Hi, I'm Carla Heisner, and I've put contact information for both Lori and I on the screen so that in case you need to contact one of us, you would be able to go back to this and find our contact information. Also, there's contact information on the Methodist College website that you can find for both of us. In order to register for classes, if all of your information has been turned in and you have transcripts received, things like that, ideally you'll be able to register online through our Methodist website, selecting the link in the Methodist College website. Down in the right-hand corner, it says Student CAM. So that's where you want to click to be able to log into your CAM's student account and register. So you would click that link, input your student username and password. Once you're into CAMS, I'm ignoring an incoming phone call, excuse that. You'll see a screen that looks like this. Now, Ollie Owl is our mascot here at Methodist, so notice you want to make sure that you're selecting the correct term. So if you're registering for spring of this year, so spring of 2018 for this year, you would want to make sure you change this. So you'd click on the change button and then select spring 18. Before you register, we want to make sure that you understand that your degree audit is here. So these are the classes that have been transferred in from other places. So wherever you're under, I guess they don't call it their undergrad, but their
ADN or
their
diploma.
ADN, right, their diploma program. So if you click on the degree audit options, this button right here, it will bring up the courses that have been transferred in. So the key is looking at what courses are remaining and what courses have been transferred in. So when we're scheduling, we're looking for those remaining courses. CAMS will not allow certain things to happen. So if you've not met a prerequisite for a course, it will not allow you to register for that course. It will also not let you register for something you've already taken. Will not let you register for courses that are on top of each other, so if there's a time conflict. And if you want more information about the course, you can just click on the name of that course and it will list the description of the course or prerequisites for the course. In order to register, then back on the main home page, so you can just go back to home, you'll click on the registration button. That allows you to filter by the classes that you're looking for. So in the first semester, I believe Math 150 was one of the potential courses, and I think there was an N1 or
N400.
N400 was one of the courses. So you can filter to get directly to those classes without having to page through the 14 or 15 pages that our courses are on. So if you click Show Filter and then put in N under the department and then 400 and apply filter, it will take you directly to that course. There may or may not be more than one section of the course, but it will show those courses when you put that in.
And always look for RN behind the course.
Yes.
Because I have had students sometimes where they're registering for classes and they choose the PL section,
okay.
and that's actually pre-licensure. So you want to make sure that you're choosing the RN course.
The correct section of that course. So that's where the section courses would be denoted here. So so I should have pulled up possibly a M400 and we could have looked directly at that. But so in order to register for a course, then you would click on the credit box and a check mark will show up there. Notice under the days of the week, most of yours, these will be online courses, so yours would just show online in this section. So once you click the credit box, you would hit process registration and that course will be added to your registration for that semester. Notice the courses then are listed at the top that you've selected. If you decide maybe you've registered for 3 courses and you decide you only want to take 2, you can always go back to the registration menu and click the drop button and hit process registration, and that will remove a course from your registration. So that's in this menu. So if you select the drop and hit process registration, that would drop that course. Anytime you want to go in and see what courses are you currently registered for, you can select on My Schedule, and you won't have all the list of courses below that. It will just show the courses, and for yours then, those courses would just be listed down here because they would all be showing that those were online courses. So some final registration information. If you need to make adjustments to your own schedule, once you have access to CAMS and you can log in and add the courses, you can also go in and make changes to the courses. If you make changes to your courses after the courses have started, or I think the first day of classes, you may need to do an add drop form, and I think then Lori would be able to sign those forms.
Sure.
Or if Lori's not available, you could also contact me and I would be able to sign those courses. Let's see, courses listed as closed on one day may also become available on a later day, so you can keep checking back if the course happened to be full. Hopefully for our RN to BSN program, we have enough slots because we have a little bit better way of tracking students that maybe will be needing that for the next semester. But you can keep checking back to see if a course became available just in case it wasn't.
The only time that becomes a real issue is with arts and science courses.
Oh, yes, for the Gen Ed
we
course.
do try to save spots for the RN to BSN specifically. But, you know, if a student, let's say, registered extremely late, like maybe a couple of days before the next term was supposed to start, they would have had to already release those seats.
Okay.
So again, you know, sometimes it's, I'll scooch back in
there
here.
There we go. Yeah, so that could happen for those arts and science classes. So keep checking back, because that's people, you know, they change their schedule, and so that may open a slot in that course. If a course gets canceled due to low enrollment, then you would be contacted to help you find some type of replacement course for that, especially if it's a arts and science course.
Definitely.
So in general, if you have general questions about looking at your degree audit or how to navigate through the registration process, you could contact me. If you have specific questions on the RN to BSN program, then you would want to contact Lori. So good luck to all of you, and I hope you have a wonderful career here at Methodist College.
Thank you.